Welcome back to the channel. Let's explore together. Today we're checking out how to survive Dutch fireworks. This was recommended by a good friend of mine, Highly Combustible Reacts. His channel name's a little more appropriate for this with the combustible in it. But you know what? Let's check it out. Let's see how we could survive Dutch fireworks, whatever that means. Let's go. Well, oh boy.
Yes, you did indeed just witness a man fire a rocket from his ass cheeks.
I mean,
to you, this might seem a little crazy.
Not if you're from America, the USA, it's not. I've seen that before. This is not the first time I've seen that attempted.
Or even borderline insane.
Nah.
But to the Dutch, it's just another New Year's Eve.
Oh, so they do this on New Year's Eve? Well, I guess in the USA we do it on New Year's Eve a little bit, but it's definitely July 4th when you'll probably get the butt chug rockets.
The Netherlands, 364 days of the year, is quite peaceful. Normally, the closest the average Dutchie gets to war, or oorlog, is a patatje-oorlog.
Well, they have fries that are called war fries, it looked like. Is that what that was? Looked like chili cheese fries.
On the 31st of December, this all changes.
Let's go.
Besides oliebollen, de klok, winning 10 euros in the Staatsloterij, having a few drinks and watching old grumpy men on television.
Dude, old grumpy men on television's a whole vibe. Give me some Danny DeVito.
Their most beloved New Year's tradition is making their safe little country feel like a war zone.
Yeah, that's a good explosion. Yeah, this is just Independence Day, July 4th in the US. We do fireworks on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but it's not to this level in this video, but on July 4th, at least where I live, it is this level. You gotta love all the makeshift, like the ones that you could tell they were using gasoline. That's how you get that big fiery explosion. Gasoline or I forget what the stuff's called, but it's really easy to get. It's the little explosive packs that Hollywood uses, and you could actually buy those. Oh, yeah. Nice. Noise. Oh, right in. Oh, you got. One time when I was in Missouri with my grandfather and uncle, we had a bunch of bottle rockets and we were shooting them, and one of them went into a barn that housed, like, 3 years supply of gasoline for all the farm tractor equipment. And when it exploded in there, it didn't light it up, but oh boy, there were some people sprinting at us about to beat the living hell out of us because we almost exploded 3 years of gasoline and the entire barn.
Uh-oh. Verkeerd ging? Ging niet verkeerd.
There was another time. I'll save the other time story for a little later. Let's keep going. Keep watching the video to get the other time of the explosion stories.
The rest of the year, there's a ban on fireworks. Strictly forbidden.
So when the ban is lifted...
Aw, there's a ban. Well, some states in the U.S. have bans all the time because they're too dry and it's a fire hazard. In the Midwest, there's not usually a ban. It's just you can't shoot them off at night. So there's no point because you can't really see them during the day. So you can only shoot them off at night, usually during, like July 4th, that week and the week of New Year's. Otherwise, you're not allowed to shoot them off at night. I don't think there's a strict ban. It's just there's no point because you have to shoot them off midday.
It's time for liftoff. Whereas most countries around the world celebrate the occasion with one big majestic show.
Not the USA. On New Year's, it's hard to find any fireworks shows that are organized. On New Year's especially, it's just people blowing stuff up in their own yards. On the 4th of July, you could either go through the neighborhoods that are covered in smoke billows like it's a war zone, or you can go to one of the big shows. But during New Year's, you can find a couple of fireworks shows, but not many. It's mostly just people blowing stuff up in their yard.
The Dutch celebrate with thousands of smaller, less majestic shows.
That looks exactly like a neighborhood in the Midwest during 4th of July, except there's not enough smoke clouds in this shot. There was a time I was driving home from work during the 4th of July, and literally the visibility was like just to the front of my hood because everything was smoke, and it sounded like I was in a war zone. That I relate to this. The Dutch get it.
just for themselves. And sometimes their neighbors.
This is a good time to tell that story since they said neighbors. So there was another time that we had a bunch of leftover fireworks from the 4th of July, and me and my friend were shooting them over into the pond that was attached to a golf course across from my house. And my friend lit one of the rockets too close to our pile, and it lit the entire pile of, like, I don't know, 150 different types of explosives on fire, and they just started shooting all which direction. So we actually were like hiding under like this big old trash can that we had brought with us, this plastic trash can. We were hiding inside of it as rockets were like hitting us. And there was like 3 rockets that went into the garage and exploded on the Lexus that was in the garage because one of our neighbors was a lawyer, and we basically shot bottle rockets at his Lexus. We dumped water on everything, ran away, and hid inside for like ever. I never heard anything about it, but yeah, fireworks.
Marveling at the colors, sounds, and smells of the explosions, the Dutch briefly come together as one.
Unity through explosions.
Togetherness.
Exactly.
At the end of December, bike shops, garden centers, and hardware stores all over the country transform into highly secured fireworks shops.
Also, there's those abandoned shops that turn into fireworks shops. If it's not fireworks season, those shops usually turn into Halloween stores. So you have those like those abandoned stores that during October, Halloween stores. During July, they're fireworks stores. And yeah, the Walmart gets filled with fireworks. The hardware stores everywhere gets filled with fireworks. There's fireworks. You can't turn around without someone be like, "You want explosives?" It's kind of crazy.
As people line up to collect their arsenal.
That's right.
Last year alone, 68 million euros was spent on roches, matches, potches, pijlen, fonteinen, wondertolen, fruitseekers, and screaming housemaids.
Now I kind of want to know how much money is spent in the U.S. on fireworks every year. They said 68 million whats? We're gonna figure this out, guys.
68 million euros.
All right, so that's more than the U.S. dollar. The amount of money Americans spent on fireworks grew from 407 million to a staggering 1 billion. So we spent the equivalent of 864 million euros. Get on America's level of overspending on explosives, unless they're going to say that they spent another amount on different types of fireworks. I don't know. Let's find out.
Was spent on roches, matches, potches, pijlen, fonteinen, wondertolen, fruitseekers, and screaming housemaids. Lit individually or all at once.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely eclipsing you in amount, but we got to look at population. Let's get our numbers correct. Yeah, on this channel we're doing some math for some reason. All right, 17 million. Okay, that's all right. Now we have to, but it's not every U.S. state. Which U.S. states allow fireworks? All right, so dollars spent per person. The Dutch are gonna have us beat. You got us beat in dollars spent per person. Good job. At least I'm assuming so. I'm not going to do all that math, but there's got to be more than 17 million people in all the states that it's legal.
Although technically illegal.
Of course. Oh, poor dogs. Dogs hate it. I don't even remember what I had started to look for at this point. I've forgotten now. But there's the Netherlands. Let's just get back into this. We could both blow stuff up together. That's what I'm learning. We like to blow stuff up on certain occasions.
The days leading up to Oud and New, you'll already start to hear explosions.
That's right, you will.
The group response?
You get explosions the entire couple weeks leading to the 4th of July. New Year's isn't as bad.
The group that wreaks havoc, craves destruction, and must absolutely be avoided at all costs.
Children. Bro, you know how many kids that you know about who lose their eyes and hands from explosions? So many. Every year there's the stories of the kids that blasted themselves or died.
13-year-old boys.
Nah, it's younger here. Usually the stories around here are 8-year-olds and 5-year-olds that get wrecked.
Survival tip. See one? Run. They're armed, they're dangerous.
Stop, politie!
But they're not too bright.
Stop!
Correct.
With a strategy reminiscent of IS,
Nice.
almost all of their evil deeds are captured on video, easily identified by their signature giggles. And awestruck woyos.
That's a nice
On
catchphrase.
Dumper.nl, with their trademark green logo, you'll find a fascinating
like that they-
archive of their systematic
This whole
end-of-year
website's just
destruction
crazy
of public property.
Teenagers exploding stuff.
Especially popular are garbage bins, mailboxes,
Yep. We're big on dropping the explosives in the toilets, and that causes the real damage. Yeah, that get on the toilet level and we'll talk.
bus stops.
That's when you
But
can
there's
wreck a
also
whole
sewer
school.
drains,
There you go, sewer
garbage
drains,
containers.
getting closer.
Garbage containers breaking a streetlight,
Come on, toilets, bro.
phone books,
Toilets.
cars,
Ooh.
refrigerators, wheelbarrows.
Yeah, buddy. Get it.
This poor lady,
Oh no.
and even a goddamn fucking tree.
Dude, this guy got passionate about the tree. Poor tree. Oh, you got, yep.
Boyo, indeed.
Oh boy. But no toilets?
You might be wondering, is everyone cool with this yearly apocalypse?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
No, there's always people, it's not safe every year, but we say, America, we're celebrating our independence, pew, 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 pew. Or New Year's, there's not as much of the patriotic excuse, but people blow stuff up anyway.
the Dutch are pretty divided. On one side, you've got people who clearly love the tradition.
Ik heb een vuurwerkje afgestoken. Yes, yes, yes.
On the other side, well, they're less enthusiastic. Every year, there are thousands of injuries to eyes,
Yep.
hands,
Yep.
eardrums,
Yep.
and whatever the hell this hit.
Ooh, boy.
Pleading for a ban, medical experts point to these statistics, while government officials point to the millions in damage.
Yeah, you guys blow up a lot more like property, I think, than the US does. You gotta chill. Like we blow stuff up in fields. Maybe the Netherlands are a lot more compact and property damage is more likely. But we usually just blow random stuff up.
While some kids don't point at all.
That's right, they don't lose a
Decades
hand.
of gruesome anti-firework campaigns seem to have slowly swayed public opinion.
Dang, you guys got, we do not have the anti-fireworks campaign. We stick to the anti-smoke campaigns that look like this. Don't smoke. We don't have anti-firework campaigns because most of our fireworks are on Independence Day, celebrating our independence as a country. So those campaigns would not go over well.
And political parties are increasingly in favor of banning the sale of consumer fireworks completely.
Don't worry, my Netherlands friends. There's always the United States if you need to get your fix.
On the other hand, though, there's people who love the exhilaration and thrill of lighting fireworks and watching it together, and who would hate to see yet another Dutch tradition lost. For now, the healthy debate continues.
Ball sack.
So basically, you have two choices. Stock up and stay in, or get out and stay low.
Oh,
Whatever you
good job,
choose,
buddy.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, just stare at it. That'll
Stay
work.
safe.
Yeah. There you go. Survival guide to the Dutch. That's what we just watched. So, if I ever visit, I'll know that to visit around New Year's and blow stuff up. Anyway, that was the exploration for today. That video was actually really, really long, so hope you enjoyed it. And comment below what else you want me to check out until we explore again. See you later.